Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ Live here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel. Thank you all that are watching live. Whether it's live or on demand, I do appreciate your viewership. NoDQ Live seems to be getting bigger and better every week. So let's have some fun. Let's rant and rave about Raw. Now, if you thought Raw was a good show, oh, Alexander says, yeah, that was getting really annoying tonight. Booker T going, I'm so sick of it. Booker T is not very good at commentary. Honestly, hearing Bobby Heenan, the tribute video that WWE did, made me miss him even more when I heard Booker T and Michael Cole and even Corey Graves. I like Corey Graves, but he's not there yet. Will he be as great as Bobby Heenan one day? Maybe. I mean, the guy is good. He has potential. I know people like him, but I don't think he's great just yet. Now, for those of you just tuning in, we have about 50 live viewers so far. Please share this. Go on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, wherever, any social media site. Please spread the word and share this video. Let's try to break last Tuesday's record, which was over 200 live viewers. I ended up doing a very bad freestyle. If we get to 250, who knows what I'll do tonight. I might just go absolutely batshit crazy. And yes, this is NoDQ Live, no censoring. I will say whatever. Oh, somebody here said, Cool Hand Dylan said 221 viewers. So can we top that tonight? Unfortunately, I think the odds are against it because tonight's Raw was not one of the better shows. Michael says, how is Raw? I think weak show this week. I agree. I think this week was one of the weaker go-home shows in recent memory. See, the thing is, and real quick here, somebody asked, was Paige cleared? I believe so. I believe she got good news today and she is good to go. The question is, will WWE bring her back? Again, I think a lot of that will depend on The Rock and the movie that is coming out soon, if WWE will decide to bring her back or not. Time will tell. R. Jacob says no Cena was a stupid decision. Well, John Cena was in China. He was there for a SmackDown Live event, and yeah, he probably could have made it back for Raw, but I guess WWE did not want to put him through that and have him on Raw. Maybe they just felt it was not necessary. Why is Jeff overweight? Okay, here we go with the trolls now. Jeff is losing weight, so show some support from the guy. Be a good citizen instead of being a troll. Show Jeff support. He's doing the DDP yoga. He's starting to get very flexible, and it's impressive. So hats off to Jeff for doing the DDP yoga. Anyways, let's get back to Raw. We're getting close to 100 live viewers now, so I'm going to go into high gear now talking about Raw. Okay, so Turbonia says, if Enzo wins, is the Cruiserweight division gone or dead or whatever? I think that tonight's Raw did the Cruiserweight division no favors. Yes, obviously in a fight, there's no chance in hell, to use Vince's phrase, that Braun Strowman is going to get beat up by Enzo. But there's all these other guys on the roster, all these other jabronis that Braun Strowman can beat up. Why beat up the guy who's the #1 contender for the Cruiserweight title? A title that desperately needs credibility right now. A division that desperately needs credibility. Why do you have Strowman destroy this guy when he's in a title match on a pay-per-view? Why? There are so many other guys. Kurt Hawkins, they could have thrown him out there. I know he was in another segment with Apollo Crews. Titus O'Neil, have him get beat up by Braun Strowman. Bring in some enhancement talent. Bring back a legend for one night and have Braun Strowman destroy him. Why Enzo? Why the guy who's competing for a title on your pay-per-view do you have get destroyed like that? Total facepalm right there. Wasn't a fan of that. I will give my prediction later this week, which will actually be most likely tomorrow when we record the predictions video for No Mercy. Jason Jordan the Bastard. So let's go ahead and talk about the final segment of Raw. We do have a new #1 contender for the Miz's IC title. I will get to the Wrestling Trivia Challenge in a few minutes, by the way, looking at the comments here. Let's talk about Jordan right now. So if you want me to discuss some of your thoughts, talk about the Jordan segment right now, because that's what we're covering. That way I'm not going off topic and talking about random things going back and forth. So right now, the topic is the Jason Jordan victory. He won the 6-pack challenge. To me, it was very flat, and this is the problem when you have no John Cena and you have no Brock Lesnar, except for that pre-taped segment which was done last week when Lesnar was in town. It just felt like a really flat way to end the show. The crowd still really doesn't care about Jason Jordan. This one guy says Jordan is a scrub. I really don't care about the feud. I have no investment in it. I mean, if they had built this up over a good 3 or 4 weeks like I thought they were going to, then I might have cared about it more. But last week they were doing Miz versus Enzo, and there was no clear direction what was going on with the Miz. And then all of a sudden this week they're going back to the Miz and Jason Jordan. I just don't care about it. I think one person here says Jordan is awesome. He's a great wrestler, but this babyface gimmick that he's doing, being the son of Kurt Angle, it's just not working. I think they need to do something where Jordan goes heel and reveals that the whole thing was a big setup. Just wasn't a fan of the main event. I thought it was a very flat way to end the show. It felt like a mid-card angle that's supposed to be your final cliffhanger. I like when the show ends with a big cliffhanger, so when it's over, you're like, holy crap, I have to tune in Sunday night to watch the pay-per-view. I did not feel that way, and quite frankly, a lot of this show, I did not feel like when a segment was over that I was looking forward to what's going on the pay-per-view. I like Miz costing Jeff the shot. Why is Cody Rhodes always complaining about WWE? I'll get to that later. We'll talk about Cody and the speculation about him. We'll talk about Goldust too. Right now, I just wanted to say that Jordan being in the match with Miz would not shock me if it's a pre-show match, if they make it the kickoff match, which would be hilarious. But, I mean, there's no build for this match. I really have no reason to care. I could see Jordan winning, but again, I'll talk about that when I do my predictions video. Let's talk about some of the other segments on Raw. So, another match that wasn't added, but we had a change to the match, the women's match for this Sunday, the women's title match. We had Bayley making her return in San Jose, California. So she's back, and not only is she back, but she is in the women's title match at the pay-per-view. How do I feel about this? Well, quite frankly, I wasn't looking forward to the match much to begin with, and now I care about it even less. I think the likelihood, and again, I'll talk about my predictions more later this week on the NoDQ.com site and channel. I think Emma will take the fall in this match. Who's going to win? I'm still debating on it, but I think Emma's just there to put over somebody. And her only presence on this entire show was another clip of her Twitter comments, and that was it. So it's just the joke, her being in the match. Bayley's in it, which I guess adds a little bit more credibility. But I feel like this match is going to be a train wreck. I hope it's a good match, but I'm not sure. I have this feeling it's going to be a bit of a mess. But we'll see. Maybe it'll surprise me. Maybe it'll be really good. We do have over 150 live viewers now. Actually, right as I say that, we dropped down to 140. So I'm getting ready for a rant. In a couple of minutes, I'm going to start ranting and raving. So tell your friends. Share this. Facebook, Twitter. Just post a link to this real quick. Say, Aaron Rift is going to go crazy in 5 minutes. You got to check it out. So we can boost that viewership up. Get to 250 live viewers in the next 5 minutes. Let's try to do it. So keep spreading the word. Let's talk about Roman Reigns' promo. Yeah, Braden asks about Reigns' promo. And somebody out here, Antoine Smith, why the shot at Alex Riley? So Roman Reigns did reference Alex Riley, saying that Roman said that if he looked like John Cena, he would not be there in the company. And then he said, just ask Alex Riley. So this was a reference to the alleged backstage heat between Riley and John Cena. Some speculation that Cena was the reason Riley lost his push. Riley has said that there was some sort of incident that did affect his career. So this was Reigns with the inside reference, you know, trying to get a pop. I mean, that's what it was. It was Reigns, the writers, I should say, trying to get Reigns over with the hardcore fans by referencing Alex Riley, that little inside reference to try to get Reigns over with the internet fans. I don't think it worked at all. I mean, it was a funny line for us people that actually know what Reigns was referring to, but I think most casual viewers were like, huh? Alex Riley? I'm guessing most casual viewers don't even remember Alex Riley. So it was something out of WCW 2000, maybe a bit too inside. And then Reigns, of course, using his usual line, calling John Cena a bitch. He used the S word, which was censored. And then he ended the promo. How did he end the promo? I don't even remember what he said at the end now. And Raw was, what, 2 hours ago? That segment was actually like an hour and a half ago, and I already forgot. What did he say at the end? Yeah, I think he called him a fake-ass bitch again. Somebody in here tell me what he said at the end. Roman said something. Oh, he said, see you, movie star. Okay, so that's what he did. He played off what Cena said about The Rock in 2012. When he showed the footage from 2012 when Cena was talking about how The Rock was never around and said, see you soon, movie star. So Reigns said the same thing about Cena. The funny thing, though, is that, you know, they're writing these promos to make references and, you know, inside jokes for the hardcore fans. So Reigns is talking about Cena not being there and saying, see you soon, movie star. When John Cena this weekend, the reason he was not on Raw was because he was in China doing a WWE show. What the hell? I mean, it would be one thing if Cena was actually gone because of a Hollywood commitment, but no, he was in China doing something for WWE. I mean, come on now. I mean, it was just ridiculous. I wasn't a fan of that line. I think that, you know, the casual fans might buy into it, though, so maybe that was a better line than the Alex Riley one. Maybe the casual fans that don't know any better would say, wow, he's right. Where is Cena? But most of the rest of us will just look at it as being stupid because Cena was obviously in China and it would have been very difficult for him to get to Raw. Boogerman123, why do you hate Roman so much? I don't hate Roman Reigns. I think that he's a very good wrestler. He's not a very good promo, but he is solid in the ring. He delivers more times than not. Like everyone else, I'm just bored with the character. I'm bored of what he really is, and that's John Cena 2.0. And yeah, he doesn't look like Cena, but he is essentially the same thing on the inside. His outer paint might be different, but it's the same engine. He is Superman. He kicks out of everything. You know, he always overcomes the odds. That sort of deal. R. Jacob, why do you hate Demolition? I don't hate Demolition. So now I'm getting the troll questions because I liked Demolition. And I think that they really got a bad rap in WWE. How do you think a casual viewer may feel about the whole show? Probably bored. I mean, the problem with this Raw is, in my opinion, I think the go-home show should really just fire on all cylinders and get people hyped up for the show. You want a cliffhanger at the end, so when that show is over, you're like, I have to tune in to the pay-per-view. And all this show was extended segments. You know, you had that tag match, which was pretty good, but it dragged on like 3 segments. It felt like you had all these different segments drag on, you know, commercial after commercial break, and it just went on and on and on, like Cesaro would say. And then you had all these video packages, which were good video packages, but I mean, for the final show, you want a bang. You want something to say, holy crap, and people are left on the edges of their seats, so they're ready to tune in on Sunday and they're excited for the show. I just didn't feel it. This show felt really slow-paced, and they were dragging out these segments, and I just felt it was a very typical Raw that you could skip and not really miss anything. So, what should I rant about right now? Because it is about 8:30 on the West Coast. What should I rant about? John Cena, is he top 5 of all time? I would say no. I don't think he's there yet, but he's very close. In terms of WWE draws, if we're just looking at strictly WWE, the biggest box office draws in WWE history, I mean, Bruno's got to be up there. Bob Backlund has to be up there. Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then maybe John Cena comes in after that. I would say overall, I think Cena has been bigger box office for WWE than Shawn Michaels, and this might be an unpopular opinion. I mean, Shawn, arguably the greatest in-ring performer of all time, great promo, just everything Shawn did was awesome. But John Cena sells a lot of merchandise. He does make WWE money. He is a difference maker. He is a Hollywood star, and his star power is growing with every day. Shawn Michaels, outside of the wrestling world, nobody really knows who he is. I mean, Shawn Michaels appeals to the core audience, and Shawn Michaels delivered for many years. He had a lot of longevity, but when he was on top as WWE champion, business was not on fire. It was still in a down period. Now, you can also argue that Shawn kept the business steady in WWE instead of it free-falling even more. So there is that argument as well. So as far as John Cena goes, as far as drawing power, I would put him close to the top 5. Overall, I mean, I would add Ric Flair ahead of John Cena. I would maybe add Andre the Giant ahead of John Cena. There's several guys. Cena, I don't think is in the top 10. He's very close. I mean, Cena is no doubt one of WWE's biggest stars, but when you put all the attributes together, it's close for me. Maybe he's in the top 10. What do you guys think? Top 10? Just throw out a number. I'm going to read off some numbers right now. Where do you think John Cena ranks in the all-time greatest wrestlers when you look at all the attributes? Drawing power, promo skills, in-ring abilities. 50, 11, top 10, top 15, 5. Number 2 behind Roman Reigns from Vince Out of Touch McMahon. 6, 10, 9, 5. Top 5, 8. Top 20, 3, 14, 18, 8. Bobby Roode versus AJ Styles, 250. He is in the negative 100. 4, 10, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 6, 6, 6. Top 10, 11, top 15. How big is Batista's dick? Okay, that's enough of that. Yes, that joke got old now. Okay, so now let's move on here and talk about some other topics. Is there anything on Raw you guys wanted me to give my thoughts on? Goldust. So we had Goldust for the, 10th time now, drop the Goldust gimmick and say he's just going to be Dustin Rhodes. I thought that was pretty lame because we've seen it so many times in the past. I'm not Goldust, I'm just Dustin Rhodes. So I wasn't really a big fan of that. He lost to Bray Wyatt again, and the build for this match is Finn Balor is a monster with or without the pain in a way because he created the monster, the creator is more dangerous, some crap like that. I wasn't into it. I wasn't intrigued by the storyline. We go from the demon Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt at SummerSlam to just regular Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt. Didn't work for me. Not looking forward to that match. I'm kind of about it. Braden says the promo was weak. Cool Hand Dylan said this was the worst go-home show in a long time. Best match of 2006, Cena versus Edge TLC. First thing, literally the first thing that popped to my mind. Maybe we'll save that for the end where you guys can just throw out a question. I'll tell you the first thing that comes to my mind, but save it for the end before we wrap up the video. I want to make sure I talk about everything Raw related. Thomas TV Show says Heenan. I did like the video package. I would have liked it if they had done a 10-bell salute for Bobby Heenan. I think he's a big enough superstar in WWE history, and a lot of people respect the guy. I think they should have done a 10-bell salute. Are you wearing pants? Yes, I am wearing pants or shorts or whatever, even though it is starting to get cold here in Portland, Oregon. Alexander says Heyman's going to turn. I hope so. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'd love to see it happen. There's quite a few things I would like to see. Oh, Vince Out of Touch McMahon says we need a 10-bell salute for Baron Corbin's career. Ooh, that was savage. Okay, let's get to Cody now. So Cody went on Twitter and referenced Starrcade and said, you know, this was my dad's creation. If you guys are going to do Starrcade, you should at least book Goldust in a match. And then Michael Hayes responded and invited Cody to be part of the show. So this is interesting now. Is Cody going to come back for one night, or maybe come back to WWE and sign a new deal? Who knows what's going on? I know Brandy went on Twitter and complained about it and said WWE wasn't interested in using Starrcade when Dusty was still alive. I believe she said that. I saw something online from her regarding that. So will Cody accept the offer? I have no idea. I mean, I know some people like Cody, and he's doing really well for himself. If WWE was going to push him seriously, then I could see him possibly coming back. But unless he can get some sort of guarantee, then why go back when he seems to be doing well for himself on the indies and he has his creative freedom? We're almost at 200 live viewers, so keep it coming, because I'm going to go on a rampage here. You guys are going to just throw out a bunch of random topics, and I will give you the first thing that comes to mind, and that's how we'll wrap up this video. So let's see if we can break. I'd like to get to 250 tonight, but the thing is, last Tuesday night was a really big show. We had Vince and Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens laying out Vince. That was a really big deal. So that definitely generated some traffic and some viewers last Tuesday. This week's Raw wasn't really that special. So honestly, I'm surprised we're even at 200. Oh, Interstate Kyle, can't wait for this weekend. So yeah, let me plug real quick No Mercy, which is this Sunday. I will be there at Staples Center. I'm going to try to do some live videos over the weekend. Saturday, I'm hoping to do a live video with good old JM, Jeff Meacham, maybe with Interstate Kyle too. So stay tuned for that. And then Sunday, I'll try to do some videos throughout the day. I'm going to do a different approach since I will be in LA. I'm not going to have access to the Mac computer. So what I'm going to do is maybe change things up and just do a bunch of different live videos throughout the evening. And definitely something afterwards. No cat invasion. I have no idea where they are. So we'll see. Never say never. Poor Kyle has to get up at 5 a.m. on Saturday to make it down to L.A. So yeah, Interstate Kyle should have a presence. Sounding like Porky Pig here. Presence. He should be part of the festivities this weekend, and I think we are having a meetup, by the way. So if you are in Los Angeles, if you're in the LA area, feel free to show up. We have a page on Facebook where you can RSVP. It's across the street at the Hooters before the show. And W Glass says, what matches are going to be on the Starrcade show? There's actually a card already. If you go on NoDQ.com, I posted about it. You could see the full card. Tomas, I did comment about Bailey earlier. Thoughts on Elias, hometown boy for me. I thought he did a good promo this week. I still like Aiden English better though. I like the singing gimmick. You know, the guitar gimmick reminds me of The Rock doing the Hollywood bit, but I did think that he was entertaining this week. Why am I getting the question about WrestleMania in the Northwest again? Some of you guys just like to troll, so I gotta... Unfortunately, it takes time, so when I'm reading through these questions and you guys start trolling me, I gotta sort through all the troll comments. Thoughts about the iPhone X? I like the iPhone 7, so I'm just gonna keep the iPhone 7, honestly. Best Vader match versus Ric Flair, 1993 Starrcade. Aiden English sucks. Well, you suck, pal. I like Aiden English. I think the singing gimmick is awesome. I think it has some potential. I find it to be entertaining personally. I got to be real careful here with some of these comments. Greatest Bobby Heenan moment. 1992 Royal Rumble. I've said it several times. By the way, guys, make sure you check out the new NoDQ panel video that I just posted. Jeff and myself and Virtue, we talked about Bobby Heenan's career in detail. And that was a good video. You can check out the Extreme Mayhem audio interview with Bobby Heenan from 2002 and 2003. Combined, the total running time is about 2.5 hours, but Heenan covers everything from WWE, WCW, all the backstage politics. Heenan just was a great guest, one of our best interviews. So check that out. It's up on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel. Did you like TNA in 2006? It was all right. I liked Kurt Angle's debut. I thought that was good. Do you like Kanye West? No. Thoughts on Crooked Hillary's book, What Happened? Haven't read it. Don't know anything about it. Were the Mexicools the worst stable ever? No. Aces and Eights were the worst. So see, I'm just going off the top of my head. I don't know if Aces and Eights were the worst faction of all time, but they were pretty bad. Is Finn Balor's push dead? I would say in terms of him getting Universal title shot, it's not looking good. He should be getting his one-on-one rematch, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. You know, we got WrestleMania coming up. I don't think so. I don't think he's going to get that title shot, unfortunately. Wrestling questions, guys. This is a wrestling video. Maybe one of these days I'll do a live video on my personal channel, and then you guys can send me the questions about Kanye West and all that stuff. But for now, this is strictly wrestling. Who headlines the 2018 Hall of Fame? It's got to be either Batista and his dick, or The Rock, or The Undertaker. I think it's got to be one of those three. Thoughts on Jim Cornette leaving GFW? That is like the most TNA story ever. So they bring in Jim Cornette and then they announce Bound for Glory in Canada, where Jim Cornette is banned from. He cannot go there because of his criminal record. Really, TNA? And by the way, so this whole thing with Jeff Jarrett, here comes another rant. So GFW is now Impact Wrestling again. The logo for Bound for Glory, it's Impact Bound for Glory. So no more GFW because of Jeff Jarrett and his situation. Jarrett apparently still owns the rights to the GFW name. What kind of candy-ass company is this? I mean, seriously. As far as I'm concerned, they're TNA for life. I'm just going to keep calling them TNA. I don't give a damn. I don't like the acronym IW. It's stupid. So... And the other thing, too, is that, you know, some of you might remember NoDQ CAW, which was the little fantasy league that I had over a decade ago. Might be coming back one day, never say never. But the first show I did was called Impact. And then 4 or 5 months later, TNA debuts Impact. And whatever. But anyways, I think it's a stupid name. I think that Impact Wrestling, not a fan of it. IW, not a fan of that acronym. So they're TNA. I don't like TNA either, but TNA is TNA, and that's their legacy. That when I think of TNA, I just think of a train wreck, and they continue to be a train wreck. So I shake my head at the whole thing. It's just so ridiculous. They're running this pay-per-view in some hall, like this oversized, not even oversized, just like a warehouse with a fancy roof or whatever. And, you know, it looks like they might... I think they have like a 2,800 person capacity there. And I think they'll be lucky if they draw 1,000 people there, quite frankly, for their WrestleMania. It's just such a joke at this point. Are you a WWE ass kisser? Well, if I was, I would have praised tonight's Raw. Let's see some of the other comments on here. Good mic work for trivia. I'd love to have him on. I'd love to have a lot of different people on. Jason Solomon, I'd love to have him on. Anybody out there who knows their wrestling, come on Wrestling Trivia Challenge. We will have Season 2. I will address that real quick. Season 2 is coming up. Jeff Meacham will try to regain his title from Greg Cherry, who is the new champion. This will be the rubber match, the final match between the two of them. And it should be an intense battle. And I'm hoping after that we can get some of the best trivia experts to come on. We had a couple good ones first season, but Jeff did run through a lot of people. Then again, Jeff really knows his stuff. I mean, he knows things that I have completely forgotten about. Jeff is like, he is the West Coast Professor, and that is the nickname that Mike Tenay gave him. Spoiler alert, I did not give any spoilers. Braun Strowman equals genius booking. We'll see. We'll see what happens on Sunday. I have a few theories about what is going to happen, but I will save that again for the predictions video. James Tibbs says Jeff needs to be tested for PEDs. Who's better, Roman Reigns or Kenny Omega? Depends on what your criteria is. I would say Kenny Omega is a better wrestler than Roman Reigns. Probably probably a better promo too. But as far as the look goes, I think Roman has a better look. It just depends on what your criteria is. Roman's never had a 6-star match, so whatever. But I think Roman's had plenty of good matches. Again, I'm not a Roman Reigns hater. I just think, his character is very boring in my opinion. And I'd like to see something different. I'd love to see a heel Shield reunion with the 3 of them going heel again, but I don't think it's going to happen. Very much highly unlikely in all likelihood scenario right there. Who would win at WrestleMania, The Rock or Daniel Bryan? Ha! Yeah, like Daniel Bryan's going to beat The Rock. Come on now. If Bryan was not retired and they did that match, I don't think WWE would ever book Daniel Bryan to beat The Rock. That would really surprise me. Why are New Day champions again? Because WWE wants to keep pushing them. I guess they're still selling merchandise, and as long as that happens. But the weird thing is they broke up Enzo and Cass, even though they were selling merchandise. I feel like the New Day has jumped ship a long time ago. Although, I will say, the matches with the Usos have been entertaining and have been one of the highlights of SmackDown as of late. Roman should get rid of the Shield look. Maybe, but he's had it for so long now, and, it makes for a good action figure. Him with the spider or whatever it is. It looks like a Superman type logo on his chest. That sells merchandise. So I don't think they're going to change that. Him with just his tights. It's not nearly as marketable as him with the big logo on his chest like Superman. Because he is Superman, just like John Cena is Superman. You slap the big logo on their chest, and that's what they are. They're the guys that always overcome the odds and they win in the end. Cena and Reigns ending clean. I'm hoping both main event matches end clean, but I'm not getting my hopes up. Would not shock me if one or both matches have shenanigans and no decisive clear-cut winner. Would not shock me at all. We are over 200 viewers though. We did not hit 250 tonight, which is unfortunate. So, it is what it is, but maybe for Sunday night we can break 250 or even get to 300 when I do NoDQ Live afterwards. Possible new awards for NoDQ year-end awards. Send me some stuff. Send me some ideas. And somebody here said do a freestyle. I did it last Tuesday. Go watch it if you missed it. You need to go topless to reach 250. Do you guys want to see me topless? I know what the answer is, but I'm not even sure why I even bother asking. But, let's see here. What other comments we have here? No homo. WWE back to TV 14. Yes, the Attitude Era is back. Yeah, what I need is a shot of the cat. That's what I think brought me up to like 220 something, having the cat on there. Bring the penis. Wow, if I want to get down to like 100... No, I'm not going to pull a Sean's View. You guys don't have to worry about that. I promise you that will never, ever happen. I will never pull a Sean's View for viewership. Give him the Bret Hart look. Wait a minute. Where's the Bret Hart figure here? There you go. Here's the Bret Hart look. Bret Hart Simpsons figure from 1997 when he went to Mr. Burns' mansion. That was an interesting Simpsons episode with Lisa and Mr. Burns. And Bret Hart's voice was really weird because they told him to talk with this gruff, and then it didn't even sound like him. So that was interesting, but it was actually Bret Hart that did the voice on the Simpsons episode. Tell Jeff to take his shirt off. Yeah, you guys are weird. Let's see. Best promo this year. Best promo this year has to be The Miz. And I think The Miz's promo when he was doing the Total Bellas ripoff with Maurice. I think that might have been my favorite. That or Samoa Joe and Paul Heyman. Actually, I think Samoa Joe and Paul Heyman might have been my favorite one. Get Jeff to do a DDP Yoga video log. He is doing them. Go over to Jeff's channel, Jeff Meacham. Just search for it on YouTube. Jeff has been doing the DDP Yoga videos. Do you see Carlito ever coming back to WWE? I don't think so, because I think that if he was going to do it, he would have done it already. Brayden says, any podcasts you have time to listen to, Aaron? Not really. I honestly don't really listen to podcasts. I only pay attention to what I'm doing, and that's how it should be. I think there's too many people out there that spend too much of their time and effort trying to judge other people and put down other people's work. If you're focused on your own thing, you know, that is what you should be doing. Not being concerned with what others are doing. I like to focus on my own stuff, and every now and then I'll check out something else if there's something newsworthy. Have you ever played TEW? I don't know what that is. Your thoughts on Samoa Joe and the Viper? I like Joe. I like Orton, but Orton's character has been stale, and I think they really dropped the ball on him this year in more ways than one. Why is Jeff a snowflake? Because he's from California. Bring MVP back. I think he's too old for that. Why does WWE shit on minorities? You'd have to ask Vince McMahon that question. Do you have a wife? I used to. And obviously, I'm doing this video, so you guys know I'm single here. Anyways, Age of Orton, Vince is God. Do you watch anime? No. First time watching live. Well, thank you, Jason. Right now, this is just the screw around, read off the comments here because we already recapped Raw. I read off some of your guys' thoughts. When is WWE coming to India? December, I believe. OTRS Central for the panel. Sure, I'd love to have him on. You guys tweet him. Tweet any of these people that you would like to have on the NoDQ panel or on the Wrestling Trivia Challenge. This includes Solo Monster and Good Mic Work, and Joe Cronin is another guy. I've actually talked to Joe. I'd like to have Joe on the panel. So if you guys want to see it, message him, say get on NoDQ, and you know, vouch for the panel. Say it's a great panel. You would be a good fit for it. Whatever. Say whatever you got to say to get them to come on. I think JD from New York doesn't like me. I think he has some kind of issue with me. I don't know, but I'd be fine having him on too. But anyways, what kind of... Okay, some of these comments are really ridiculous. But anyways, like I said, NoDQ panel, Wrestling Trivia Challenge. Tweet out to people that you would like to have on the NoDQ panel, and we'll see if we can make it happen in the next couple weeks. This is a podcast. Somebody said start a NoDQ podcast. This is a video podcast that you're watching right now, and we have 200 live viewers. And you can watch this on demand. You can watch it in your car. You can watch it at the gym, you know, put on your headphones. So it is a podcast. Jeremy, you got divorced. What happened? People drift apart. Just like the drifter. People drift away. When do you think McIntyre is dropping the title? Not for a couple months. I think he will be champion for a while. So this has been the longest NoDQ video. I'm actually going to wrap this up now. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the support. I will be back tomorrow night. So if I missed your question, there's always tomorrow night. And we'll see what happens on SmackDown Live. I will be back on here right after SmackDown Live. Screw 205 Live. I will be on immediately after SmackDown is over. And on that note, I will see you guys next time.